Hi everyone, it's Katie and I'm back to look at tomatoes today. So how do we adapt tomatoes for people with dysphagia? What are the risks? What are the things I need to be aware of? And how can we enjoy them so they're delicious and safe? So remember, this is here for ideas, for inspiration, to give you confidence, but it's not your care plan, individual for you. And if you have any signs of difficulty at all when you're eating or drinking, or you've got any questions or you're unsure, please contact your local speech and language therapy team. They'll come out, they'll see you, they'll help to assess you, and they'll give you advice specific to you. Okay, let's get on with tomatoes. So the tomato, as you can see, tomatoes have a skin on the outside, then a flesh section, and then in the middle they've got pips and they've got sort of a juicy bit. Now this can be difficult for people with dysphagia because we've got seeds and pips that can get stuck in your teeth. They can be hard to move around your mouth. They can get lost in all the little crevices and things. There's different textures. You've got the skin that could be more difficult to bite through, and then the flesh that can be a bit softer. And in the middle you also have that stalk bit that can be quite tough as well. Can you see how I'm finding it difficult to break it down under my fork? Quite tricky. So when we've got these tomatoes, look at them, aren't they gorgeous? They're shiny, they're beautiful, they just look so delicious, juicy and healthy. We want to eat them. Just because we've got dysphagia, that shouldn't stop us. So how are we going to adapt them so that they're beautifully soft, tender, moist, delicious and safe for us to eat? Well, I've got two recipes for you. Today I'm going to do a roasted tomato and red pepper soup, and in a later post I'll show you a gazpacho, a chilled summer soup. So watch out for that one coming up. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel for more recipes. Okay, here we go. To start with, I want 4 tomatoes. You need to cut each one into 4. So stand them upright, cut it down the middle, put the flat face down on the board and cut it again. Can you see? Now be very, very careful because you need to use a knife for this, and because they're round they can slip out your hand and roll away, so you've got to be really careful that they don't slip and you don't accidentally cut your fingers or cut your hands. So get some help with this part if you find using sharp things difficult. Remember to cut them on a flat surface as well. So here I am cutting up the 4 tomatoes into 4 pieces each. Next, get a roasting tin, so a tin you can put in the oven, and put the tomatoes into it. Next we're going to get a red pepper, and just look at this, isn't it gorgeous? Don't you just want to eat it now? Well, hang on, wait, we're going to roast this bad boy. So first of all, what you need to do with this is you want to cut the pepper flesh off, but can you see when you slice down the inside it's got like a white bit up here and it's got some seeds, and you don't want to put that into your recipe. You don't want to roast that, so you need to cut round. You see the green stalk, you need to cut around that and lift that out. Now be really careful because this is a little bit fiddly, so get some help if you need it. Can you see how I've cut round and then that bit's lifted out? So just take that away and throw that in the bin. Now I'm going to cut the piece that's left into slices. You'll see me doing this now. There you go. Okay, so we need to get this white bit out and this bit with pips. So the easiest way is just to use your fingers and pull it out. Can you see how I'm doing? The seeds can be fiddly to catch, so just pick each piece up and bang it over a bowl and they'll drop out. Next, just cut each piece into slices, just like that. Then put them in the tray with the tomatoes. Okay, next you need 1 onion. Now this is my tip for peeling it. I cut each end off, and then I just peel the skin off after that from the holes that I've made. I find this the easiest way to do. Cut the onion in half and again lay the flat sides down on the board, and then at an angle cut each half into 3, so you've got chunks of onion. Can you see? Angle into the middle at one side, turn it round, angle into the middle at the other. 3 chunks. And then put these chunks into the oven tray with your tomatoes and your peppers. We're getting there. Next we're going to make it super tasty by adding some garlic. Now here is a bulb of garlic. Not everyone's seen one of these, so I thought I'd show it you and make sure you knew how to use it. So what you need to do is peel the skin off, and inside, once the skin's taken away, you can see that each bulb is made up of these segments, and we call those cloves of garlic. And so for this recipe you need 3 cloves of garlic. So can you see? They're kind of purple and they're a segment type shape, a bit like a piece of orange. Okay, so we need 3. You don't need to peel these for this recipe, so you just take your 3 cloves, put them into your tray with your tomatoes, your peppers and your onions, like that. Next we're going to sprinkle on some olive oil. So just shake it about over all your ingredients like that, and then you can use your hands. This is the fun bit. Then mix it all together. This is the fun bit. Don't worry about getting your hands greasy. You can wash them afterwards. Go on, give them a good mix. Oh, and after this you're going to give it a quick grind of salt and some pepper. I love pepper, so I put lots of that in just before roasting. Now you're going to turn the oven on to 200 degrees. Can you see I'm turning that knob to between 220 and 180, and you're going to put the timer on. This helps you to remember when they'll be ready. 35 minutes. Once the oven's hot enough, put it inside and leave it for 35 minutes to roast and get lovely and delicious. Okay, you're going to need some stock to put into your soup. So first of all, get a jug, boil your kettle and measure 250 mils of water. Now the water's hot and you need to know your numbers, so if you struggle with this, please get some help. Now to make chicken stock, I've bought these, they're not stock cubes, it's like a gel, and all you do, they come 1 portion in each one of these plastic pots. Peel the lid off and put the gel into the water. Now you know that your stock has dissolved so that it's all melted into the water when there's no more bits. Okay, so what you need to do is just give it a really good stir and leave it for a little bit of time, and the hot water helps to melt the stock gel, so it's, the word's called dissolve, so it helps it to become part of the water so there's no more lumps. Okay, so can you see I'm just testing this by lifting up my spoon and seeing if I can pick any lumps up on it, and I can't. So next you want to get some Liam Perrins. Once your stock's ready, now we're going to add some of this because it's going to make your soup really tasty. You just want to put in a few drops of that. Can you see? I put in about 6 or 8 drops into the water. Next, if you like your food spicy, you could put half a teaspoon of Tabasco in. If you don't like a bit of heat, a bit of kick to your food, just leave this out. If you've got someone with dementia who goes for really strong flavours and needs that to be alert and to know that they're eating, add this, it makes it really tasty. Okay, and my alarm's going off. It's been 35 minutes and my vegetables are ready. Now look what happens when I open the door. A big whoosh of steam. So be careful, stand back and let all that heat escape before you lean in to pick it up. It's going to be hot, so get some help if you need it. This is what the veg looks like when it's done. First I'm taking out my garlic cloves. Now they were in the skin, can you see they're quite dark? Now because these have cooked so well, I can squeeze out the garlic. It's almost like a paste now, can you see it coming out? Just squeeze that straight out of the shell. I don't need to cut them, I don't need to peel the skin, it just squeezes straight out. So I'm going to squeeze the garlic out of all 3 cloves into my stock. I used a bit of a fork there just to help the garlic out, so do that if you need to. Okay, and then I'm going to give that a quick stir. Next I need to take the skin off because the skin is the bit that's hard and could get stuck in your mouth, stuck on the roof of your mouth, be difficult to chew. Can you see? Now that they're roasted, the skin just peels off. And you've got to be careful because obviously the tomatoes are going to be hot and the peppers are going to be hot, so if you need to wear gloves for this, do. I've got what they call asbestos hands. It doesn't burn me, so that's why I can peel this off, but if you're sensitive to the heat, please do wear gloves. Okay, can you see how I'm peeling that off my peppers now? So I've peeled it off lots of the tomatoes, I'm onto the peppers, and I'm just putting the skin to one side, and look at that beautiful soft flesh once I've peeled the skin off. Remember to wash your hands before you touch the food. Okay, so I'm repeat this with all the tomatoes and all the peppers in the mix, and now I'm going to use my blender, the last step, to make it into a soup. So I'm putting in my onions, my garlic, my tomatoes and my peppers, now they've been peeled, into the blender like that. And next I'm going to add the stock from the jug that's got the garlic in, the Tabasco, the Liam Perrins, Put the lid on, make sure you put it on firmly. Remember, it makes a loud noise, so if you don't like that, get somebody else to do this bit, and press the blend button. I'm pressing the smooth again because I want a lovely smooth soup. Now, I needed to do this for at least 30 seconds, so half a minute or a minute. So set a timer if you can't count that, or ask for someone to help you. Now, can you see? It's beautifully thick soup. Look at that, doesn't it look? Oh, hang on, there's still a piece in there. That tells me my soup's not blended smooth yet. So if that happens, just press the button and blend it for a little bit longer. Always do that test. It's really good to check. The last step here is to sieve it, because I made a mistake. I kept the seeds in my tomatoes when I roasted. What I would advise is, if you do this again, learn from my mistake and take the seeds out before you roast them, and then you won't have to sieve it. Right, really looking forward to this one. So can you see? It is my roasted red pepper and tomato soup. It just looks amazing. So healthy for you and just delicious. Let's have a go. So good, so good. Okay, so there's one idea of how to enjoy a delicious tomato flavour in a different way to avoid the risks of the pips, the seed, the hard skin. So if you've got dysphagia, or you're caring or preparing food for anybody that does, and you know that they can't manage things with pips and seeds or skins or hard tough flesh, then that's a great idea of how you can offer them the goodness, the deliciousness, the variety of having such lovely fresh ingredients, but in a different way. Remember, if you or the person that you're preparing food for needs thickened fluids, then you will need to, every fluid that they have needs to be the thickness that they've been prescribed, that they've been recommended. So if somebody needs a stage 2, like a custard thickness, then remember to do the test. Look how it falls off the spoon, look if it gives a thick coat. If you're unsure or you think it's thin, then just add some thickener. Obviously, if they need it to be pudding thick, then you'll need to add more thickener than if it's a stage 2, a custard thickness. So just do the test like you would with any other drinks or fluid that you offer the person, and add thickener to it before you give it them. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Please like, share, subscribe for more videos. Please, I really want to get this to the people that need it, the people that will benefit from it. So please help me out and subscribe and share and like. Keep tuned for more videos.